Yeah, so what I was saying is if that video ever gets like remastered, or there'll be technology in the next 10 years, it'll like be showing every bump and mole on my face and stuff like that. Maybe I hope I won't be embarrassed or whatever. But anyway, so um yeah, so what I was talking about for 10 minutes before that last video ended, I swear I'm in the twilight zone. Like, I can't get one video done. That's like awful. I don't know what's happening here, but I'm making sure I'm getting a damn video done. I don't care what's going on. I don't care if I have to sit here and make 40 videos today, like, because I'm really annoyed that whatever's going on has been stopping me, but I'm going to keep continuing today. So anyway, I talked about um, one, the article. I don't know where the other video left off, but John McEnroe article where he's concerned about how the heat's going to affect you and how the heat's going to affect the other guys, considering the draws that you guys have. And I was just saying to do the body a favor, like, by making sure it's hydrated really, really well, and that perhaps coconut water is I think it's like a top liquid in the world as far as electrolytes are concerned, like a high concentration of electrolytes, and hydrating properties, additional hydrating properties, if there are any. Um, so you might want to, since you may be in the part of the world where, Melbourne might be a place where there are coconut trees. You may want to get that green coconut and just take it back to the head. You know what I mean? Like once or twice a day. And coconut water does not taste good, but it is certainly going to help you. And even if you aren't feeling thirsty and you're feeling good and stuff like that, I think it's still good to replenish, because the body will do a number of things before, it'll make a number of adjustments and stop doing certain things and paying attention to this, and maybe pulling fat from this area or whatever from this area of the body in order to make it keep working. I feel like the body, personally, it's my opinion, the body does make a lot of adjustments before it absolutely can't serve you anymore. And then when it can't serve you, that's only then do you start feeling thirsty. Only then do you start feeling tired, and listless, and maybe a little confused. I'm not saying that you're that's happening to you, but I'm just saying, like, those are the things that happen with dehydration, and people just don't understand that they're dehydrated. They just feel like, oh, maybe I didn't get enough sleep, or I don't know why I feel so tired and so listless. Um, that type of thing. So while you're in this 2-week fortnight, given everything you want to do, you might want to just really make sure that you are really well rounded on that aspect as far as hydration is concerned. Secondly, I want to go into eating. Also looking at, I'm sure you're a top professional athlete, um, and I'm sure your eating habits are great and stuff like that. But do you eat red meat? Do you, what are you eating that um, I think what you need to do, that would be helpful if you think it's the right thing to do, which I personally do, would be to do the body another favor, given that, again, given the draw, given the heat down there, even though you're already used to playing in the heat and stuff like that, but given that, um, those factors and stuff like that, and given that you really want to take this as far as you can go, and you're definitely going to be depending on your body to help you deliver, is that you cut down on any meat or anything that's going to really, really cause a lot of exertion to digest. The body would have to exert a grand amount of energy in order to digest. And I mean, again, I don't know if this was in the other video, but I was saying red meat is a muscle. So it's like you're actually eating like really dense, material. And we don't chew our food enough, most of us, chew a couple times and then pretty much swallow. So you pretty much swallowing just a, meat that has to be broken down almost to possibly, I don't want to say a cellular level, but to a level where the body can extract nutrients and stuff like that. And so whatever you're not chewing properly, the body has to sit there and really take time and a lot of energy to actually burn and sort of break down this really heavy, dense material that you're introducing into your body called red meat. Um, so what I'm saying is that when you're on the court, you know, and you're the way you were last night, which was you were extremely present, you were very confident, you know, so that actually takes a lot of mental work, first of all, having all of that in equilibrium. And so once you've reached that equilibrium, something even as small as eating and stuff like that takes away the availability for the body to be completely available to support you in your whole journey to championship point, past championship point, to that cup. You know, you don't know how long, how many sets you're going to have to play and stuff like that. And I don't want you to think about that. I don't really want to introduce that. But doing the body actually entire favors, so that it could be completely, utterly, and totally available for you through this journey. Um, that would be good. And I think cutting out materials that are hard to break down, like red meat and stuff like that, would be a really big favor. Like if you can stick to fish, and I'm no doctor, so like if there's something like there's really you need red meat, I would really suggest that you know, eat it in moderation, and that you also make it a mindful eating session where you're actually really sitting up, really present to the table, no TV on, no real talking. Sorry, Mirka. Sorry, girls, for suggesting that. But that you're actually really taking one bite at a time, and they're really bite-sized pieces. As a matter of fact, there's a fork that came out now that actually it's a fork that actually, you know, you're like eating and it beeps if you start eating too fast, and it also regulates some other things. I think like how much is on the fork. But the mindful eating is very interesting because you actually end up focusing on the taste of the meat. And so your need to, you know, the typical person's need to like shovel a whole bunch or keep eating it, that need actually decreases because you're actually mindfully paying attention to enjoying the taste and actually getting the satisfaction and the hunger, as opposed to just shoving everything in. So what you do is with mindful eating is that you're sitting up at the table, you're very present for your meal, you're taking the fork, you're taking one bite at a time, and you're actually setting the fork down with every bite. And you are taking your time, literally understanding the taste, understanding how the body is feeling, and really breaking down what is in, you know, your mouth. Especially with meat, I would suggest you take a lot of bites. And I know this sounds really crazy, but that usually, typically, if you're, you know, you're really trying to be serious about your body, it's going to take like it's going to take like 30 to 40 like chews. I think maybe even, I think I say more, but I would just say 30 to 40 chews. It's kind of obsessive, but still, you know, the more, if you have to eat red meat, make it a small cut, make it into bite-sized sizes, sit up, eat mindfully, take the fork, eat one bite, put the fork down, know that you're going to sit there chewing it, 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 because once it goes into the stomach and everything, the body can't sit there and support you on the court, like having your reflexes completely on to notice every ball, hit every ball in accurately, and generating adrenaline and stuff like that, and also, you know, the ability to not become stressed. You know, the body's functions become stressed, and maybe you won't even be feeling that, Roger Federer, but if you've had meat or something else and the body's still trying to digest that, or, you know, the heart's like pumping faster and stuff like that, it doesn't have the time to allocate to, you know, this is all my own reasoning. I'm not claiming to be a doctor here or claiming that this is all 100% medically accurate, but it is my assessment. The body can't be available to continue to break down those materials, and it just kind of hangs out in one area, you know, whether it's in the intestine or wherever, you know. And as you, a person who needs the body is working and pumping the blood really fast and stuff like that, many times that you will need the body to have no kind of blockages and no backlog in function, like with meat and food that can't be digested, just kind of hanging out in the body somewhere because it doesn't have time to digest it. That's not going to allow your body to be available for what you need it to be to get you through to championship point into that cup. So that's my point with that. And then the next thing, I would say, yeah, vegetables, things that the body understands, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, I think with vegetables, things that are what they call one generation from the earth, things like carrots and lettuce and things like that, that you know, and I'm no nutritionist, so you know, I'm sure you already know all of the really healthy vegetables and stuff like that, and you can utilize that, but also making sure that you're chewing them, and you know, ideally not cooking the actual enzymes out, and like if you're cooking them well done, like you're cooking the enzymes, all of the functioning and things like that that are going to actually support your body, the nutrients that are alive, you know what I mean? Like there's a cellular activity and a cellular component that raw food does really contribute to the body. And it's not that I sit here and eat raw food or anything like that. I can't say that I do, but I believe that when I've eaten raw food, that my body understands it better than anything else, and it almost gets really happy. Like it processes those foods really quickly because it understands them. You know, when you're eating meat, it's a tough thing. When you're eating, of course, processed food in a factory, which I'm sure you're not doing, you know, and stuff like that, the body doesn't fully understand what to do with, you know, dicarbonate or whatever, you know what I mean? I'm totally making that up. But anyway, so you get what I'm saying. Like, I probably spent a lot of time talking about this, but, you know, that's the other thing. The last thing is, I talked to you about yoga nidra over the year and stuff like that, and I think that if you know, yoga nidra is something really excellent to do. So if you can do it, one, either after your matches, if you're not like available in your personal life to really have a block of time alone, or you know, in absolute quiet, at bedtime or something like that, then that you do it like after your matches, like take a really at least a half an hour block to do this, because it's really awesome, and it's going to help the body so much. But what you do basically is that you're lying down, and I'm no yoga nidra expert, I'm giving you the really cheap version. So you're actually lying down. You know what? I'm going to end this video because I think it's going to click off anyway, and I'm going to start a new one, and I'm going to talk about yoga nidra. Hold on.